All right, we are live, guys. How excited are you? I am so excited because I have the one and only Gretchen on the line. Now, Gretchen is an amazing part of our team. Man, I don't know if you guys follow her. One, she has like arms like a beast. She will punch anybody out. I'm just kidding. But like if you've ever been around her, she's one of those amazingly fit, like astronomically, oh my gosh, look how amazing she looks kind of gals. So just FYI, she's tough cookie, but she battles with this level of self-doubt and insecurity that I think a lot of us struggle with because we're human. And so I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you, Gretchen, that you are allowing yourself the humility to share about how maybe self-sabotage or being your own worst critic has affected your life, because this is not, you are not alone in this battle. Your battle might have been extreme, or you might have had to overcome more mountains, but your transparency in this is going to be very, very inspiring. But before I give the call over to you, Gretchen, I want to brag on you. So everyone watching this call, you guys know how not just inspiring internally as a woman and as a business owner, but in her Beachbody business. Like this lady, she's a diamond coach. She actually, something that I love about Gretchen is when we were talking right before last year's summit, which is our annual conference, I motivated her. Me and Danny were like, let's get you to Diamond. Danny Grant, her upline Diamond, and I was like, let's get you there, let's get you there. And she hit Diamond right when she came to Summit. And so to like congratulate all of our downline Diamonds, we had this wall of fame. These big posters plastered all over the windows, the lights coming through the New Orleans windows at this loft restaurant. And there it was, like these amazing diamond leaders. And I was so pumped to have Gretchen be a part of that process, because I was like, she deserved it. She fought for it. Even in the nick of time, she fought for it. She achieved diamond. She achieved emerald way back before then, but she finally got in her head that this was going to be a business opportunity for her. And so she decided, she committed, and she went through a training that we had called Emerald in a Day. And so she hit Emerald. She's also a Success Club All-Star, which means she has consistently achieved Success Club and helped at least 3 people a month for 12 months in a row. There's a lot to learn from Gretchen on the business side, but tonight she's going to talk about us on the human side, because you can't build a business without admitting that you're human, without growing and overcoming your own self. So Gretchen, thank you again. I want to pass over the reins to you so we can all just feel your love.
Awesome. So good evening, Moxie Land. I am so honored, first of all, completely beside myself honored to be doing this tonight. This is crazy for me. And this poster, I got it right here. Hold on. You see? There she is. I got it framed. It's mounted. It's okay. The funny part about that, I was literally late for my flight, and I'm trying to get somebody signed up who was having technical difficulty, and I was going from flight to flight, and I literally signed up my last coach to do that as I was going. It was crazy. It was nuts. That's what we do, though. That craziness, that nuts, that moment where you just let it all go and you're just you, that is beyond anything. That's what you've got. That's what we have. Okay. So tonight I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, it's a mix, and I tend to get off on tangents, and I apologize, but it's your story, right? It's you being raw and real and unique. And that is what brought me to this point right here. I have no idea exactly how I got here, because I just found a way to finally get lost in the moment, finally get lost in who I am as a person, and knowing that it's okay to be me. So just a little bit of background on me personally. We all have our unique situations. We all have our circumstances. As an adult, we're going back. We're going to take it way back. All right. You're going to go back in the day. And that is as a little kid. So I had this terrible, terrible fear of cameras. I couldn't get my picture taken. I mean, even right now I'm starting to shake, and I'm on my cell phone because I had technical difficulty with the computer tonight. So I'm sorry if I'm a little shaky, but I could not have my picture taken. And I did not find out until I was 26 years old that I really had body dysmorphia. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with body dysmorphia, but you don't see yourself in the mirror. Your reflection is nothing like what people see, like physically in your appearance. So, for example, I remember asking a friend of mine in elementary school to go get my school pictures because I couldn't pick them out. I didn't know which one was me. I remember my mom taking a picture of me with my lunchbox, my little Smurfette lunchbox, okay, 1983-ish. And I remember looking at that picture and thinking, if that's me, I'm not so bad. That's a pretty little girl. But I couldn't get over it. I couldn't get over it. And then finally, when I was 26 years old, my therapist came to helped me come to a realization that that was wrong with me. That's what my whole problem was. And I had anxiety and I had depression. I mean, we're talking darn near close to 2 suicide attempts. And that is nothing anybody wants to look back on, right? But I will tell you that those moments are what make you. Those moments, what are you going to do? You have a choice, okay? And what are you going to do? Are you going to wallow, or are you going to stand up and you're going to go for it? You're going to do what's right and do what's real, okay? So did I know that back then? No. And why it took me, it's in the Bible, okay? We're going to talk about that in a second, but it took 40 years. It was literally 40 years for this girl to come out of the wilderness and start really walking on a path. And it was Beachbody who brought me on this path. So on top of the body dysmorphia, from the beginning of time, I was divorced, which was an incredible hit for me. I did not divorce my ex-husband because he loaded the dishwasher wrong. He's an addict, okay? And I've never even smoked a cigarette in my life. Had a couple of drinks, yes. Done anything like that? No. But man, I was going to love this man. I was going to love him enough so that he was going to stop. We had a son together, and he's going to love him until he stopped. And it doesn't work that way. All of those things that somebody would say, wow, they quick to form an opinion. I couldn't do that. I didn't have that luxury because I had a son that was looking at me. I was his safe haven, and I was a mess. I was an absolute hot mess. So there we go again, another complete hit. Okay, so we're going to do that. I have, to go along with my son, we're going to go there. And when he's a junior in high school now. So when he was in 6th grade, we found out that he has muscular dystrophy. What do you do with that? I could spend a lot of time going on, and I'm sure that this is starting to maybe drum up some things in your mind, and we don't want a big pity party, because you know what? It's not about that. This right here, what we're doing right now, is one word, and it's freedom. Okay? We are giving the ultimate gift to people to be free. Okay? And that doesn't mean, okay, I say it doesn't mean. Sometimes it does mean fake it till you make it. It does. Because sometimes you get caught up and then you start thinking too much. And then you doubt yourself. You have self-doubt. And that right there is that self-sabotage piece. It's not, you don't have to go down that road. That is totally optional. Okay? So, first thing you have to do is you got to own it. You've got to own it. You got to own everything that pops into your mind, everything. And that includes your faith. Okay. And I'm going to go there because for me, it's God. For somebody else, I'm just going to use higher power. Okay. Whatever your higher power is, dig deeper. Dig deeper. Find you within that higher power. Because if you think that everything is coming down on you or your celebrations are your own, you're wrong. You're so very wrong, because you have There are 3 seasons. Not, I say 3. You're either outside of a storm looking and you see a dark cloud ahead, you're in the storm and you're fighting, or you're just coming out of the storm, thankful to be alive. But the bottom line is, folks, what are you learning? What are you learning? Are you learning lessons within those dark clouds? Okay. Those dark clouds are what will teach you who you are, what you're made of, and where you've come from. Okay. So I cannot look in the mirror and see what everybody else sees. What I can feel is strength. What I can accomplish is determination. What I can show my children is hope. Okay. And that is also where I can bring my clients. And that is where I will bring my clients. Laura asked me a few questions prior to coming on here. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, these are statistics. I should know this. Aside from, and what is it attached to? A story. Me becoming a diamond is attached to a story. That's how I remember. I don't have a super business sense. I don't. Excuse me. I need to gain that. But I'm telling you right now, it's attached to a story for me. So I lose those nuggets of numbers and the reality of I've got to log this and I've got to track that. I'm getting better at it. And that's where I'm focusing now in my business, because I need to make that a strength. That doesn't mean it's impossible. Just because it's not an automatic strength does not mean that it's impossible. So another thing, another key. So the first one, obviously, to obtain that freedom is a higher power. And the next one I have in line is your professional and your personal development. If you are not in professional and personal development right now, get there. Get there. There are so many books out there, and I have fallen in love with podcasts, and I've fallen in love with audiobooks, which I balked at for the longest time. But then I have 3 or 4 hours of meal prep. That's my PD, that I can get into it. I can listen. Joshua Coates, he's amazing. And Laura was one that sent him to me. Oh my gosh, what he has to say. But I will tell you, the book that I'm reading right now is by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. It's called Extreme Ownership. Extreme Ownership. And it is written by 2 Navy SEALs. Okay. And they apply direct business sense to what they went through as Navy SEALs during their deployments over in Iraq. It is crazy unbelievable. And the links that they make are phenomenal. And I have to do, we are forced sometimes in life. We have to make these connections. We have to make these connections for ourselves. We have to make these connections for our family. We have to make these connections for our clients. And it all has to do with our why, right? So I have another job. I work full time. Someday Beachbody will be my full-time job. It will be. Right now, I've also been tasked with changing the culture of a jail within its staff framework. So the superintendent has come to me and my training sergeant, and he said, I want something different for our people. I want them to be positive. I want them to be motivating. And I want them to have extreme ownership. I want them to own what it is about them, what brought them here. And he has seen me in my evolution since I have started Beachbody. I had been working at that jail when I started. I was not the same person that I am right now. Not even close. Because I lacked confidence. I lacked an ability to understand really what set me apart from other people. And I had no clue that I call it shut up in color. I would shut up in color. I would just do what was expected of me. The same when I moved back home, I lost my fitness. My me time, it was eating nachos, watching Netflix. That was my me time until this position came available at the jail, and I was getting married. And I had a son with muscular dystrophy. Who's to say that in 20 years that I wasn't going to have to carry him somewhere? And I was already 40. I had to do something. I had to change my me time. My coach, Danny Grant, brought me to that place. She gave me permission through Beachbody to know that it was okay to want to be better. to want to find out where it was that I had to dig deep and that I had to move. I had to get up and I had to do something. If I wanted something I never had, Autumn told me in my first round of 21 Day Fix that I had to do something I have never done. And trusting in me and believing in me was something I had never, ever done. And in fact, I was told, you are nobody special. You are not anything different than anybody else. You're not prettier than anybody else. You're not smarter than anybody else. You just do. You just do. And I know that where that came from was trying to make sure that I wasn't cocky or arrogant or rude. And I understand that today, and I embrace that today. That does not bother me because I am not cocky, I am not arrogant, and I'm certainly not rude. And I will make sure that my clients understand that that is the biggest part of their process. It's not just about lifting weights, and it's not just about doing that god-awful cardio. It's not just about having to eat from little containers and not understanding how they work until somebody has to spell it out. That's okay. That is totally fine, and I'm here for that. I am down with that. I am going to bring people across the finish line because I am honored opportunity to bring myself across the finish line with people who do nothing but outpour love and hope and trust. And that is more of a gift than anybody could ever give me on this planet. So we have faith, we have a higher power, we have personal and professional development. And I'm doing just what I'm doing right now. I am coming out of my comfort zone and I'm sharing me. I'm sharing my story, my own personal adventure, my own personal journey. And I'll tell you what, sometimes it sucks. It's terrible. It's painful. It hurts. I miss goals. I miss marks. What's worse for me is when I go to do something that with hammer and chisel, I screwed up my shoulder really did a good job because I had terrible form. And I was out for a while. You don't put this girl out. It's not an option. So even those types of things, and that's different for everybody too. To make that okay and to make help somebody understand that they can totally recover from that is amazing. Now, I mentioned earlier my ex-husband being an addict, and I am so proud, so utterly proud to say that he is a recovered addict, that he has made it, and he is a dad to our son to the best ability he can possibly be a dad. So that is how this works, guys. I'm not responsible for him. I'm not responsible for any decisions that I made, but I can celebrate those victories with him. If he's not around to celebrate failures, he's not around to celebrate failures. I'm not in control of that. I'm not in control of my son's muscular dystrophy. I'm not in control of the fact that I walk in around the corner and am a little anxious about something, look in the mirror and I have an eyeball that's up here and my ears down here and I look like I've had a stroke and I have to kind of check to see if I have. No, I haven't. I'm good to go. I know I'm good to go. I can trust I'm good to go. And that's what you want to instill in your clients. Because fitness, weight loss, fitness, nutrition is also very personal, that they might as well be walking around looking like Quasimodo in their own heads because that's probably what they're feeling like. So to approach them with your own story and to put yourself out there, bring them in for a sale. I'm talking to the wrong people. I know that you know that. What these people stand to gain is freedom, is extreme ownership in a way that they've never thought possible. Because I'll tell you what, if this girl can do it, anybody. That's what I got, Laura.
Let me unmute myself. Okay, I'm sitting here like, yes. Oh, yes, preach it, preach it. I love the fact, I don't know, I've never thought of it that way before, Gretchen, how you're like, the insecurities that you feel and the walls that you're hiding behind, that's exactly how our customers and our challengers and our new coaches feel like. And so like, use that. I feel like how you presented it, it could be a strength of yours. Now, not necessarily like you will succeed more if you are so insecure, or if you are self-sabotaging, or if you are critiquing every move. Like, it's not that it's an advantage, but to own it, to say, this is not going to hold me back. Just how you were sharing, like you have not every, but you have so many reasons to feel defeated, or to feel let down, or to feel held back, perhaps, because life and obstacles and your story in general is inspiring. But to use that as, and thinking, okay, I will not be overcome by my fear or insecurities. I will use that to breathe life into other people who probably have the same amount of fears or insecurities or self-doubts about themselves, because then you can prove that to yourself, if I can do this workout, then they can. If I can overcome it, if I can build this business, they can too. And so they're sitting here watching you overcome your own battles.
Yeah.
In a PD, in a personal development phrase, to eat that frog. Like, you're eating your frog, you're doing the thing that you don't want to do each day to achieve what you know you can do. So I think I was speaking with one of the top coaches today. We're planning this like income surge with all of our team, and you guys will hear about that soon, Mox. I'll post it tonight. But we're planning this group to talk about the compensation plan of Beachbody. How amazing it is, how privileged we are, how this opportunity is limitless. And it starts with our own personal passion and commitment to knowing the kind of quality Beachbody products are, not just the products, but the people, right? The community. And I thought, oh, I got that in Moxie. Like, that's our team. But having the passion, and then having the belief that this is the vehicle that can take them there, and then having the action. But if somebody is just taking action, not seeing results, well, then I have to revert back to step one. Is it because you lack passion, you lack a why, you lack an emotional connection to building this business? And if you have that passion, do you have the belief that this vehicle, that Beachbody, that this team can take you there? And if you have that, then action will result. But if you have belief without passion, if you have passion without action, none of this will make sense to you. But you have to have the passion, the belief, and action all in that order. And that truly is what's going to help anyone achieve success in this business and in life. Like, it's scientific. I say it's scientific. I just threw that out there. It's psychological. Like, I'm a psych minor, sociology major, and so learning and studying people and the way we think is very fascinating to me. So I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, and how you're willing to be real and own your past in a way that could catapult you forward. It was really, thank you.
You're very welcome. And it's funny that you said science. I wrote this down the other day. It come to me in the shower. Does that happen to anybody else? Anybody? Say yes, please.
Yes.
Because I have no way to record it. I'm going to get some type of device that's waterproof. I have to. But this one I did catch, and it will try to prove me wrong. But I choose to be, and this is, I've not read this. This is from my brain. If it's out there, I'm sorry. I didn't steal it. But I'm scientifically philosophical. And what that means is that sadness will make you sick. Sadness will make you sick. And that happiness, if we've heard that before, that happiness is a choice. It's a choice. I can choose. You choose your reactions. You choose your interactions. You choose how things go. And when I figured that out, and, you know, I have to say, probably working at the jail and having to come up against some pretty interesting characters there, that piece right there gave me the ability to not just cower and be like, oh, okay, have it your way. This is not Burger King. Happiness is absolutely a choice, and you can absolutely take a hold of that. And the more you harness it, and the more you're able to go through those things, and you're able to come out the other end, bring, you know, if you're interested in building a team, that's when you can bring them through things too. And your clients, that's what you do. That's what you're here for, is to bring them through those hard times when, darn it, all they want is a Dunkin' Donuts coffee and a dozen to their own. I mean, and that's what they want, but it is not what your body is requiring. It's up here. And if, you know, another thing I heard in this book, Extreme Ownership, is that some things are ridiculously simple, but so not easy. So things can be, that hit me like a ton of bricks. They can be so simple, but certainly not easy. And that, I mean, how many of us have gotten caught up in that? Oh, this is so simple. This should be easy. No, they do not go together, but that doesn't mean impossible. And that is one of my favorite things on the planet. And I teach that every single day, is the word itself. It says, I'm possible. So if you spell out, if you've never heard that before, go ahead, take a pen and spell out the word impossible. And it's then put an apostrophe after the I and give a little space between the M and the P. I'm possible. And that is what everybody needs to understand. So self-sabotage, don't play. Don't go down that road. And if you feel yourself going down that road, listen, like over 3,000 Moxies, we're right here. We've got you. And when you're having a bad day, that doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. Go ahead, reach out for somebody, okay? And get there, because that's what you would expect from your clients. So you want to make, and your coaches, if it's not you, somebody else, somebody that's there for them. But if you're showing that, and that is why I never understood 3 to 5 posts a day. Are you kidding me? I didn't even take a selfie before this. Danny said it's a darn good thing you got married before you started, because I would have no pictures of you. Never. Beachbody was my first selfie ever on the planet. So to overcome that type of hurdle seems so simple. Do you know how not easy that was? It took me forever. So I understand why. It's not just to make a sale. It's never to just make a sale. It's to help that one person that may take a year and a half. And this just happened to me. A year and a half. She was on my first list that I asked, because I worked with this woman before, back when I was teaching. And I knew every day I heard her, the self-loathing. She was not comfortable in her own skin. She did not like where she was at, ever. She was first on my list. And she was this close to joining a challenge group, and then back. No, it's just, no, not going to do it. I'll never follow through. All access challenge pack the other day. She is over the moon excited about this. And I'm telling you what, if I have to go travel 2 hours and pull her across the finish line myself, I will do that. And that is where I need to get a little bit better at the business. And I will. I'm going to. But that is my passion, is to watch these people so scared. They can't. Oh, yes, they can. And they will. And you're there to show them. Invite. You never know who is on the other side of that invite and what they're battling and what they're going through. And your one invite may change their entire world. Their entire world.
Okay, I'm digging it. I'm sitting here, like, I'm typing out notes. I'm like, okay, I like this quote. I like that quote. So good thing we recorded this. And so folks can share it with their teams or you rewatch it. But the YouTube link will be the same as when we clicked on it, ladies. So if you're watching this, there's no need for you to know that because you're watching it actually. So that was really fun for me to say. So obviously you have the recording or you watch it live. But Gretchen, thank you so much. We are kind of at that time now. So I don't want to use anyone else's additional Monday nights because Monday night is reserved for work and Moxie and life and business. So how about this? Tonight, if you guys listen to it live, if you're listening to the recording, take advantage of what you heard her say and maybe on a piece of paper, like hash it out. I'm a journaler. I love journaling. I have all my life. And so just write yourself a letter. Maybe say goodbye to the old you and hello to the new you. Write down the things that you don't like about yourself and use that as leverage. I know I posted a video from Miguel Carrasco the other day about, things that can motivate you. You have to write down, find 10 things that you hate about yourself and commit to changing those. And use that as leverage. Use that as momentum to better yourself. And it's not because you're focusing on hate or negativity, but you're focused on, you know what? I want to change this, not because it really is my looks. I want to change this because it's my mindset. I want to change this because it's my attitude. And what did she just say? We have a choice. Our attitude and our happiness is a choice every single day. And that can be the difference between you. That can make or break you. It really can. So anyways, thank you guys so much. You rock. Seriously, this was so much fun. I hope that you gained as much as I did. And until next Monday, then you guys carry on, do your stuff. We have an exciting week ahead of us, the last week of our Team Cup. So you and your teams rally together and push, give it all you got, because that's what we have, okay? February's it. Like, focus on short-term, fast action, daily work, and you will make yourself proud. Mwah. All right, you guys rock. Thanks, guys. Bye.